there, aviation enthusiasts. Sigward Aviator here, coming to you with kind of a customer review on the Bose ProFlight headset. Now, I am no expert on doing customer reviews. In fact, I've never done one before on my channel before, but I thought this one warranted it because it's just a pretty cool headset that I think a lot of aviators, especially professional aviators in the industry, have been looking forward to. Now, like many pilots, I started out with what we called the good old faithful C-clamp, David and Clark C-clamp, and I got all the way through my private, my IFR and commercial with this guy, getting massive headaches every time that I flew it more than an hour. For hour, 2 hours even, it's bearable, but with me, with a more sensitive head and everything, it was really difficult. So I was able to upgrade that to the Bose. The first brand new Bose that I actually bought was the Bose A20. Now, I did have the chance to fly with the Bose 10 before, and they're a great headset. The Bose 10, I think that they're going to stop servicing these pretty soon here, but still really good headset, and I've actually got a couple of these that are still in good working order to this day. Great headset. And obviously still the A20 is an awesome, I use this all the time when I'm flying GA, and I just used this the other day when I was flying the Piper Warrior, in fact one that was similar to the 101 Golf November that I've got the picture right behind me at, and just an all-around awesome headset. But as I joined the airlines, and this one got me all the way through, I've flown literally thousands of hours with this headset on, and awesome headset, and I started using it when I went to the airlines, but I wanted something that was just a little bit smaller, a little sleeker, something that I could get in and out of my bag a little bit easier, and just wasn't quite, not that this is cumbersome, but it is a bigger headset and it's all the way around your ear, and when a flight attendant comes up, or maybe you have a jump seater and you're trying to talk to them, or you're trying to talk to the guy, he's coming up with the load sheet, and you were just talking to clearance, so you had the headset on, now you're pulling that earmuff to the side and trying to talk, and I'm just looking for something a little bit lighter. Obviously, at the time, Bose didn't have anything. They had the A20, which was a great headset for the GA world, and was also a decent headset at the airline, but just a little bit big and cumbersome for me. I was looking for something a little different. So I went and I had bought the Clarity Aloft, which is this little guy here. Pretty simple headset. Behind the head, you basically just slap it on like that and pop those little guys in your ear, and boom, you're good to go. You plug it in. This one is awesome in almost every way, especially just simplicity all the way. I like it. But the problem is it doesn't have noise canceling, it doesn't have Bluetooth on it, which obviously in the airline industry you're not going to use the Bluetooth a lot other than when you're calling up maintenance or stuff like that. But when you're flying, like I fly also in the King Air, also the Citation and 91 settings, you can use your Bluetooth to pick up clearances at more rural airports, and also to be able to maybe listen to a little bit of music on the way, what have you, if you have a little bit of downtime in between. So anyway, I was elated when I heard that Bose was going to come out with an aviation headset for pro flyers or professional pilots, and I was pretty excited. I think a lot of other pilots were as well. And so this year at Oshkosh, with anticipation, I looked forward to it just as I had looked forward to when the A20 had first come out. I had just become a CFI, and I said, you know what, when I pass my CFI check ride, I'm going to go spoil myself, get a brand new Bose A20, first Bose aviation headset that I ever bought brand new. Now, I will say as a disclaimer, I am a huge Bose fan. They sold me right away with their product. Not just in the aviation world, but also I use the hands-free Bluetooth for when I'm driving, in the car. I also have a mini sound link that I use for, going out when I'm listening to music in the garage, listening to music out on the beach, listening to music hanging around the Jeep with just friends, just having a good time. I have that as well. I also have the sports, the Bose sports headset that I run with. Just slap it on, super light. It links up with my Apple Watch, so when I'm running, I can just go for a run, just my watch, throw on that, don't have a phone clunking along, don't have to have that strap on my side, don't have any of those cumbersome things. So I enjoy running with that. So definitely a Bose fan, and in all of those instances, whether I'm talking about the hands-free Bluetooth for my phone, whether or not I'm talking about the mini sound link that I use, the little speaker, whether I'm talking about the Bose X headset that I've used, the Bose A20 that I've used, in every way, their product, the Bose product, just far exceeds the competition. I will say as a disclaimer as well, I do not get any type of kickback from Bose. I'm not sponsored by Bose. If you want to sponsor me, Bose, hey, I'll take some free stuff. Honestly, guys, I am not sponsored in any way whatsoever. So it's totally unbiased opinion that I'm trying to give you guys. And when the ProFlight headset was announced, I was elated. It comes right here in this little box here. I'll open it up for you right there. Nifty little setup here. So I slightly disappointed that Bose decided to make it an actual headset that goes across your head instead of like a behind the ear, kind of like the Clarity Aloft that I showed you. That's kind of what I was hoping that they would go for. They did not, and they have their reasons. I've asked them. So basically it's this headset. You pull it out of here, boom, comes out. You clip these guys down like this, and you can use them here to put this behind the ear here. I'll try to put it in the camera as well here. You can put them like behind your ear if you don't want to have it in your ear at the time, or down here. Put them in. It does sit rather nicely across your head. You just put it right over top of your head there. Pop them in your ear, really simple. And if you use their headset at all for running or for jogging or what have you, it's very similar to the Bose Sport headset. If you're comfortable with those in your ear, you'll have no problem. People have asked me, hey, is that an issue being in your ear like that? No, definitely not at all. The sound is great. You forget that these are in your ear. I'm not going to tell you that you'll forget that this is not on your head. You do have it there, and it does ruffle up your hair a little bit, and that's something that you're gonna have to live with if you're gonna decide to go with this headset. Unlike the Clarity Aloft, you're not going to have your hair messed up, and you will actually forget that it's completely on your head. And I asked Bose about that. I said, well, why didn't you go with that? And they just weren't able to get all the sound quality in that they wanted, the noise canceling in, the Bluetooth, and get it approved to meet the standard that they wanted without having the headband across. It's a light fit. You do feel that it is there, but it is not at all cumbersome on your head. I will say that the cord is the typical Bose heavy-duty cord, which is nice that it's this heavy-duty strong cord, but I found in my airplane that I fly that it would kind of tug on my head. So I had to kind of run the wire from the back pocket there where it plugs in, and had to add a little loop, which they give you this first little black rubbery loop here to hook it onto something, but I used this extra little clamp here to actually put it onto the aircraft so that it would sit nicely, otherwise it would tug. So with this heavier cord setup, and I had even recommended, like, hey, you know, I know Lightspeed has that almost like rope cord, that lighter cord feel, but I will add the email that I sent to the Bose individual that gave me the demo for this headset, and he gave me some good responses back, which I'm happy with. And I think that they're definitely working to try to work out any of the bugs that are in this. It's a new product, so there are going to be a little bit of bumps along the road, but I'm definitely confident that they will fix the different issues. I will say that there's 3 things that I would bring up that are a slight concern, and maybe to you they're deal breakers. To me, I'm going to go ahead and keep it. Obviously it comes with the 30-day no questions guaranteed. That if you get the headset, you don't like it, you can send it back, boom, they're not going to worry about it. Alright, but I've chosen to keep it. I'm chosen to get over the things. First and foremost is that it is across the head still. It's not behind the ears, and they just weren't able to work it out to get the quality they wanted and get all the FAA approvals, and then also be behind the ears. It was just too much. So that's the one thing I was a little bit disappointed by. The second thing is the cord is pretty tough, and I don't like to use the word cumbersome, but it slightly is cumbersome. And you're gonna have to figure out where in your airplane to kind of link it up to make it work. One of the really neat features that I liked about this headset when I was first showed it at Oshkosh was that you can take it and you put it on, and it's a tap control feature. So if a flight attendant or baggage handlers coming up and talking, and you just were talking to ATC, maybe getting your clearance, maybe verifying the pushback, and they want to talk, you can disable the noise canceling and talk to them just like they were there without actually having to pull it out. Like before, when I had the Clarity Aloft, I had to pull it out, talk, and then stick it back in. Whereas that, I could just tap control it, boom, it's good to go. The only issue with this is that it's been popping on and off, engaging inadvertently, especially around V1 and VR rotation speed, which is not the time that you want a major noise change, because it can really throw you off, and at that time you need to be really in tune with the aircraft. It's a very critical phase of flight. So I have flown this in the King Air, I have flown this in the Embraer E175, and in the King Air I've had no issues whatsoever. No problem whatsoever with the tap control inadvertently coming on and off. For some reason in the jet, several times, especially on takeoff at the higher speeds, right around V1 rotation speed, and then also every once in a while on landing, it'll engage or engage, disengage, and just adding in this weird sound. So I do not like that, so I've disabled it for now. If they come up with a software fix for it, then I will definitely get the software updated on it and hopefully be able to use it. It's an awesome feature. So just to kind of recap, all in all, I think it's a fantastic headset, but I can't say like every other product that I've had with Bose that it's a hands down better than every single other product. This headset is light enough that I can fly several hours. It's not an issue. It's not a problem. But I still kind of wish that they went behind the ear like Clarity Aloft. So that's my first biggest point, but obviously I overcame that or else I would have never bought it. And then number two, the cord is just a little bit heavy and cumbersome. Wish they had something a little bit lighter that they could get approved. And then number three, that tap control option. And I think the tap control option is really going to be a pretty simple fix, I'm hoping. But other than that, it's a great headset. I think it's a sharp looking headset. And since I did pick this up at Oshkosh, they gave me the cool little hat. So pretty excited about that. So all in all, I think it's a great product, but those are the only three critiques that I really have, is that I wish that they could have come up with something behind the ear that didn't go over the head and onto your hair and stuff like that, because you know all of us vain pilots don't want our hair messed up. But and then the cord being a little bit heavy duty, which is it's the same, almost the same type of cord as what's on the A20. So if you're used to the A20, it's that same basic cord, but I wish they would have come up with something that was a little bit more flexible so it didn't kind of tug on your head. But as long as you find a way to hang it up and secure it in your aircraft the right way, it's just finding that technique that works for you, and then it's not going to be an issue. And then hopefully they'll come out with the update to get that tap control working, because the tap control, when it's working great, it's fantastic. I love it. It's an amazing idea. Whoever thought of that, thumbs up. Okay, so hopefully you've enjoyed this review. If you have any critiques for me on how to better review a product, I am open to that. If you have any questions that maybe I didn't touch on, okay, I know that the big question is, a lot of people ask, you know, hey, is that an issue being in your ear? Is that a problem? No, putting it in that in your ear does not bother me whatsoever. You forget that it's completely there. Now, I'm not gonna, you know, falsify and say, oh, you forget that that's across your head. I can still feel it there, but it definitely does not cause a headache. It doesn't have that clamping feel, so it's not an issue that way. And then overall, it comes out of the bag really easy. I don't have a problem with getting it out, you know, a lot of times I'm a regional pilot still, so we'll swap airplanes through the day. We don't get to keep the airplane all the way through the day sometimes, so we'll be in and out of the aircraft, and it's relatively easy just to get it all unplugged, get it in the bag, unpack it, and so on and so forth. So it's not really cumbersome or an issue that way. Yeah, but if there's anything that I did miss, you know, comment in the comments below and let me know. I'll try to get an answer back. If there's more of a technical issue that I don't know, the individual that I spoke to at Oshkosh when I bought this, he's been very prompt at responding to the questions that I had and the kind of the critique that I had about it as well. So I'm sure that if I don't have an answer, I can get an answer for you. And then, yeah, hopefully you've enjoyed this video. It's the first for me, so anyway, it's been good being with you. Make sure that if you do like the video, give it that thumbs up. Make sure to subscribe for other videos like this. I have a couple other videos in the works. Actually, I was editing the videos of us going in and out of Oshkosh, but I've had so many people message me on Instagram and on Facebook saying, hey, when is that customer review coming out about the Bose ProFlight headset? You got to get on that. So I was like, okay, I got to stop editing those videos, shove those aside, turn the camera on, and get with you guys.